All right, we all like to eat. I like to eat. Even healthy foods are more fun than getting up and exercising, okay? So I'm going to try my best to convince you guys how important this is and how fun it can actually be, okay? If you don't get anything out of anything that I say today, remember this: calories in, calories out equals weight loss, okay? This is the center of my talk today. This is going to be the center of your exercise life. Anything that you hear about on the radio, newspapers, etc., go back to this. Is it referring to calories in, calories out? If it's not, it's no good. Simple as that, and I'll tell you why. So once again, back in New Orleans, Ryan kind of touched on this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. 72 million Americans are obese. Okay? Obesity is considered a BMI over 30. All right? 61.5% are overweight or obese. Okay? BMI 25 and above. Okay? Not anything that you really need to know about, but there's two separate categories, and 2 out of 3 of us fall right here. All right? Only 1 out of 4 of us exercise. We can do better. And in New Orleans, these rates are probably a little bit higher. Okay? We don't need that here. All right? As far as our bodies, we got to sometimes take an objective look about who we are and how intricate our bodies are. And I think a lot of these messages can attest that there's a lot of very complicated processes that go on that only genius had to design. Okay? And that genius obviously would be God, who blesses us with the best tools on earth. Okay? Think of it as a nice Ferrari or a nice machine. You know, if you don't take care of it, if you don't get your oil changed, if you don't put the right type of gas in it, if you don't change the headlights, it falls apart. Okay? We're more complex than a Ferrari by far. Okay? It's an amazing machine waiting for us to take care of it and make it even better. A healthy body equals a sharp mind. Okay? We know that if we're not in shape, if we don't get enough sleep, if we don't eat the right things, we go to work. Who gets that post-lunch tiredness? Wants to take that post-lunch nap? Okay? I'm one of those. At 2 o'clock, man, hurt. Okay? God bought you with a high price, so you must honor God with your body. 1 Corinthians 6:20. Laziness isn't cheap. Okay? Not only do you feel weak, do you feel pitiful, but it's costing you money. Heart disease. That's how much a coronary bypass costs. $20,000. Okay? Obviously, insurance is gonna pay for a lot of that, but you are gonna have that copay to pay as well. Cancer, chemotherapy, $17,000. High blood pressure, a stent put in your heart, which I've seen, and it's a crazy procedure. They cut your chest open with a saw, cut your veins off your heart, and stitch you up. $12,000. Okay, and that's if you just get one. Usually you have to get 2, 3, sometimes 4. Okay? Foot amputation if you're diabetic, $65,000. 4 hours of sleep a night, that's costly too. Obesity is related to almost 10% of our national medical bill, $93 billion a year. Loads of money. And we all know what kind of crisis we're in now. Just think if we were all in good shape and we could give back $93 billion to our economy. In Louisiana, if you exercise or were in shape and things like that, you would save up to $307 a year, $3,000 over 10 years. Okay, kind of bringing it home. So let's just imagine, to make this more personal, while you're doing your taxes every April, and there were boxes to check, do you exercise regularly? You can check yes and get $300 tax refund. Okay? That's the way I think about it, and that's definitely worth it. All this information is available on the CDC website. So other things exercise does, it's going to improve your stamina, it's going to make your body more efficient to complete daily tasks. It's going to use less energy, and your heart rate and breathing rate are going to be more efficient. Okay? Your heart rate is going to slow down, your breathing rate is going to slow down because you're going to have a better oxygen output to your body, which is obviously a good thing. Put a mirror up there because obviously you want to look good, right? It's going to strengthen your bones, muscles, ligaments. It's going to decrease your risk of injury while you're walking around, playing with your grandkids, playing with your kids, etc. It's going to improve your posture. Improvement in posture will prevent those chiropractic visits. It helps your organs get better oxygen. It makes you look better. It makes you look taller, which I prefer. Beyonce's always like, stand up straight. Okay. So, back again to the meat and bones of this talk. It's all about calories. Once again, I know sometimes paying attention in lecture is hard. I have that problem too. Okay. These next 2 or 3 slides are extremely important. Okay, extremely important. New England Journal of Medicine, which is one of the top medical journals available, did a study actually down the street in Baton Rouge in Boston, okay? They found 811 overweight people, followed them over a 2-year span. And what they did is they put people on different diets. Put people on the low-carb diet, aka the Atkins diet, okay? A high-carb diet, which Casey kind of touched on earlier, a low-protein diet, and a high-protein diet. They also had a group that could eat whatever they wanted, okay? Caveat to that, also high in fiber, a low in calorie diet, high in saturated fat diet. But the caveat to that was that they had to monitor the number of calories per food that they were eating. Okay, so people in the low carb group, no matter how many carbs were in it, they had to monitor the number of calories. Okay, people in the high protein group, number of calories. It's the only thing that they had to track. Okay. In addition to that, they had to reduce their caloric intake by 750 a day, okay, based on their baseline, which you guys got from your BMR last week. And they had to exercise at least 90 minutes a week, which isn't much. It's 3 30-minute sessions, which is absolutely not much at all, okay? What they found is that over 2 years, people lost 9 pounds and 2 inches, okay, which is great. Let me tell you what happened over the time span. When they first got into the program, they lost around 13, 14 pounds on average, and about 2.5 to 3 inches in their waistline. They maintained what was learned in this program about keeping their calories low, their caloric intake low, and over those 2-year period, they lost an average of 9 pounds, okay? And this is the most basic type of intervention that you can get, okay? If I can just come to you and say, eat low carbs, monitor your calories, that's it, that's the only way to lose. You will lose 9 pounds over 2 years, or maintain that loss, okay, which is huge. If you have arthritis, a decrease in 5 pounds will make a huge difference in your life. If you have chronic back pain, losing 5 pounds can make a huge difference. Okay, so do not take that for granted. Your body is a bank. Dr. Arnold's going to touch on this too. I'm more on the calorie outside, but your body is a bank. Calories in, minus calories out is weight loss. Casey talked earlier about calories in and how to decrease that caloric intake by eating healthy, making proper choices. 3,500 calories are in a pound of fat, okay? So in order to lose a pound of fat, you need to have a 3,500 calorie deficit. Simple math, okay? You can do that by exercising or by intaking fewer calories, which I'll get into a little bit more. But the bottom line is, it's that simple, okay? It's not about low carb is better, high protein is better, you need to eat this, you need to eat that, you need to blah, 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 blah. It's about calories. That's it. Everything that Casey talked about earlier was very important, obviously, but the first thing you need to look at, calories. How many calories are in that food, okay? Now, one thing that we did for you guys last week and for you newcomers we're going to do this week is give you your basal metabolic rate. If you have your sheet, take a look at it. If not, we're going to do body comps again next week, but you should, or even talk to your group leader, maybe they can give it to you. Your basal metabolic rate is how many calories you burn sitting here listening to me talk. Okay, it's the amount of energy your brain needs to function, your kidneys need to function, your liver, your gut, etc. Okay, some of you are 1,200 sitting there listening to me. Some of you are 2,000. Some of you are 800, etc. Okay, that's absolute baseline, which is why they call it basal. You take 1.5 times that number. So let's say your basal is 1,200, your baseline is 1,200, divided by half and add it. So 1,200 plus 600 is 1,800. That's how many calories you should intake to maintain your weight, okay? If you look into that mirror and you like where you are, and you look down on that scale and you like where you are, continue eating 1,800 calories or whatever 1.5 times your BMR is, and you'll maintain that weight, okay? To lose weight, minus 500 to 750 calories based on what you're doing. And you can do that by decreasing what you eat and increasing what you put out. So it makes it really easy and very attainable. There's a link on here that I'll put up after my talk to show you guys, because I know I'm falling a little bit behind. I want to keep you guys here tonight, too late tonight. I'll send it to you in the next newsletter. But basically, it's a link that shows you what calories look like in certain foods. So maybe, 3 apples would be this number of calories, a bowl of ice cream is this many calories. And you can go through that list, cut out 3 things that you eat. It might be that half a Snickers bar, that bag of pecans, candied pecans or something like that, and pralines that you might eat per day. And that's your 500 calories right there. You'll be amazed. Okay? I'm going to send that to you as soon as I get home tonight.